Number 1, you can become a member of Navy Federal if a member of your household is affiliated with the military. This can even include a roommate who's not even related to you. You may be required to prove that they live at the same address as you and that you provide substantial help, like paying a utility bill. They're considered your sponsor, and you'll need to supply the last 4 digits of their social security number and their date of birth before you sign up. Number 2, employees of shipbuilding company General Dynamics NASCO and aerospace company BAE Systems are eligible to join Navy Federal. Number 3, you can fund a brand new Navy Federal checking account with a credit card for up to $250 when you first sign up. The best way to take advantage of this is by using a flat rate 2% card. In some cases, your credit card issuer may see this type of transaction as a cash advance and charge additional fees. To make sure that doesn't happen, you can request your cash advance limit be set to $0. Number 4, Navy Fed can give you a brand new debit card in a local branch if you need a replacement in a hurry. Number 5, they're a relationship-focused bank that heavily favors payment history across all of their financial products. So make sure to always set up autopay and keep that perfect payment history. Number 6, they use an internal scoring system that ranges from 100 to 450 when determining your credit worthiness. The score is calculated using your history with Navy Fed and your TransUnion FICO 9 credit report. Number 7, you can request your internal score when speaking to customer service within the app or on the phone. The average score is around 280, so if you're above that, then you're in good position for developing an even better relationship with them. Number 8, Navy Fed has a shared pledge loan product that can quickly increase your internal score and build trust with them. It's a secured loan that's funded by money from your savings account. You can set one up with as little as $250 with a 6-month term. Currently, most people will pay 90% of the loan before the first statement cuts, which gives you access to most of the money you originally used to fund the loan. Then they typically schedule autopay for the remainder of that loan. Number 9, the credit card pre-qualification tool is notoriously unreliable. Other members are finding success getting approved for cards they never pre-qualified for in the first place, especially when first opening their accounts. You may be better off avoiding that tool altogether. Number 10, if you apply for a card and get declined, they can possibly reuse the hard credit pull that was done with TransUnion within 30 days, just as long as the computer can match the new credit card application you submit with the previous one. Number 11, they don't charge for foreign transaction fees, which are typically 3% of every purchase with most other cards, and they don't charge any cash advance fees, which are usually 3 to 5% across the whole credit card industry. Number 12, you can reduce the interest rate of any card after 1 year of ownership. Since Navy Fed offers some of the lowest interest rates in the industry, you could end up reducing your rate by multiple points just by asking. Number 13, similar to other major credit card issuers, Navy Fed gives you access to member deals through their website that multiplies the cash back you receive when making purchases at major retailers like Apple, Nike, and Home Depot. Instead of 3% back, you can earn up to 15% cash back this way. Number 14, you can apply for your first credit limit increase after 91 days and 3 billing statements cut. For every increase after that, you should wait at least 181 days before requesting one again. To quickly figure out what day you'll be eligible for an increase, just ask Google to add the days up. Just say something like, show me 95 days from today. Number 15, requesting a limit increase online or in the app will trigger a soft pull of your Equifax FICO 9 score. Requesting over the phone is likely to trigger a hard credit pull, so avoid that method at all costs. Number 16, don't be shy. You should always ask for the largest limit increase possible. At this moment, that amount is $8,000. When you do that, they will counteroffer with the maximum increase they're comfortable with giving you. There's no sense in leaving money on the table. Number 17, if you want a new Navy Federal card and a limit increase at the same time, always apply for the new credit card first. The limits for new credit cards are usually higher than the amount you'd get from a credit limit increase on the card you already have. Number 18, if you're serious about increasing your credit limit, then turn off auto credit limit increases. Navy Fed may automatically give you a couple $1,000 increase when you could have manually requested the maximum of $8,000 or more. Just contact customer service and ask them to turn this so-called feature off. Number 19, the quickest way to check and see if you got the credit increase that you've been waiting for is by viewing your available balance. It will show the updated limit here first. You may not even receive an email or letter of your new account details. Number 20, credit limit reallocations are actually possible. Reallocations let you move some of your credit limit from one Navy Federal card to another. Right now, they're only possible when initiating a balance transfer from another credit card issuer. Just remember, the Navy Fed card that's donating some of its limit must be open for a year first. I found a person who earned a $50,000 credit limit with Navy Federal in 7.5 months. And if you follow the strategies in this video, then I believe that can be you. This person took a very strategic approach to building their relationship with Navy Federal from day one. I'm astonished by all the hacks they used to accomplish this feat, and they really proved why Navy Federal is called the House of High Limits. And later on, I'll show you a hack they used to raise their FICO score by 38 points in just 30 days, and how they ultimately got approved for the Navy Federal's most exclusive card. So on March 7th of this year, the very first day they joined Navy Federal, they opened an everyday checking and savings account and deposited $250 total. They put $100 in their checking account and $150 into their savings account. Many people don't know this, but you can actually make the deposit with a credit card. They opted to use a 2% flat rate card, but just remember, $250 is the maximum amount you can open and fund a Navy Federal account with. The great part is you're funding the account with other people's money with a 25-day grace period, and you're earning 2% cash back in the process. The next thing they did was set up bi-weekly transfers of around $500 using Astra to mimic direct deposits. Unfortunately, you can't use this method because Astra is closing down soon. There's not much data on which methods work to trigger direct deposits with Navy Federal, but you can always try bank transfers from a different account, a brokerage account, or a business checking account to get the job done. Okay, so fast forward 1 month to April 26th, they applied for a checking line of credit for the everyday checking account. A checking line of credit is pretty cool because it protects your account from overdrafts and denied transactions. So in the event that you make a purchase that exceeds what's in your checking account, then this feature would kick in and fund the purchase first. They were immediately approved for $500 of credit with a hard pull from TransUnion. This feature is good for having access to extra cash flow and unexpected expenses. Many banks don't offer this benefit, so this is just another reason why Navy Fed gets glowing reviews from all their customers. After another 48 hours passed, on April 28th, they deposited $2,400 to use for a pledge loan. A pledge loan is just a secured loan used for credit building with the credit reporting agencies and relationship building with Navy Federal itself. Their loan term was 36 months at 2.25% APR. A secured loan like this can improve your credit score in a big way, and that's payment history, which makes up 35% of your FICO score. On top of that, using pledge loans is seen as an easy hack to improve your relationship with Navy Fed dramatically. The very next day, on the 29th, they started paying bills using their everyday checking account. That sends a ton of new signals to Navy Fed that this is your primary account, which is activity every bank wants to see from their customers. And wait, they weren't done yet. On the same day, they paid 93% or $2,200 of their pledge loan off as soon as it became visible on their account. That left them with a remaining balance of $168. Doing the math real quick, that left them with a monthly payment of $4 per month until the term ends in 2025. They discovered that secured loans are reported as paid as agreed, regardless of the current percentage you've already repaid. It's been theorized that the larger the amount, the better it looks, but I haven't been able to confirm that. I also like the idea of paying off most of the balance very early so you can regain access to those funds to use for other purposes. So shortly after May 3rd, the amount they repaid on their pledge loan was released and available as cash again. All it took was 4 days to process. If you already have an emergency fund saved inside a Navy Federal account, then I think using a portion of that to complete this hack would be beneficial. Just a week later, on May 10th, they converted their everyday checking account into a flagship checking account. The major difference is the flagship checking gives you a slightly higher APY and ATM fee reimbursements. After that, they started direct depositing their actual paycheck into their new account. Remember, with the flagship checking, you must maintain a daily average balance of $1,500 to use it for free. And if that wasn't enough, they opened a second everyday checking account to use for non-Navy Federal bills. That's 3 bank accounts in total. On May 20th, they opened a 12 12-month savings CD, which stands for Certificate of Deposit. That's a savings product that requires you to lock your money up for a set period of time. The upside is they offer you competitive interest rates for the privilege of using your money to loan out. At the time this person opened their CD with a 2.9% APR, it also came with a $30 bonus offer if they initiated 3 recurring transfers within 60 days of account opening. A few Navy Federal CDs allow you to add money after the account is opened, offering better flexibility for saving. Bonus offers are a great indicator of what products the bank is highly focused on, so you always want to pay close attention to bonus offers and use them whenever it benefits you. I see them as relationship building multipliers, but personally I would choose a CD product with the shortest term and lowest minimum deposit to trigger that bonus offer. And if you're getting value from this, please hit the like button. Finally, on May 30th, just over 30 days after opening their pledge loan, it was reported to the credit agencies, and guess what? Their FICO score jumped 38 points on each credit bureau for an average score of 750, and that's excellent credit. Guys, anything over a 740 FICO score qualifies you for the best credit cards and interest rates. But this is just the beginning, because there's better things to come right around the corner. On June 7th, they were pre-selected and received an email offer for the coveted More Rewards card. Then they got the same offer a few days later in the mail. I'm sure you know what's coming. So just a few weeks later, they accepted the offer with a starting limit of $25,000 with a 13.2% APR and a 0.99% interest rate for the first year. A hard pull was triggered from TransUnion though. They were so happy with their progress with Navy Fed, they canceled their 24-year-old Capital One account. They had been bucketed with that bank for years and no opportunities for growth in sight. It should be noted that their income was $130,000 at the time, and higher incomes do help attain larger starting limits in most cases. Also, most banks won't offer $25,000 to start, even Navy Fed. I'm confident they got it because of their extensive history with Navy Fed and multiple points of contact. We're talking 3 accounts and savings and credit products, all with Navy Fed. The great thing about credit unions like Navy Fed is they're federally chartered, which means they have to stay below an 18% interest rate. Other banks can charge whatever they want. Some store cards are going over 30% at this very moment. So let's touch on the point that they mentioned, which is canceling that Capital One account. For many people, that's considered taboo because they think it will ruin their average age of accounts. But that's usually a non-issue because the Experian Credit Bureau themselves say accounts closed in good standing stay on your credit report for 10 years and are factored into your credit scores the entire time. The only negative side is you'll see a decrease in your total available credit limit. But if you're already established and well-funded like this person is, then a small limit dropping from your credit report won't even be noticeable. With that being said, I thoroughly believe it's better to cancel a card if you have an annual fee or you just feel better not being associated with a company you'd rather not be doing business with. So they ended up letting 4 months pass. Now it's October 20th. They decided to go for the top tier Navy Federal flagship card. Not only do they get approved, but they come flying out the gate with a $25,000 starting limit. That gives them a total of 2 cards and $50,000 worth of credit. They accomplished this in the span of 7 months and 13 days. In that time frame, most other people would be getting their first credit limit increase, hoping to crack that $10,000 to $15,000 range. Currently, you can have only 3 personal cards with Navy Federal, and the maximum limit per card is $25,000, except for the flagship card, which is $30,000. So if they really wanted, they could pick up a 3rd card and finish the trifecta. If you need help maxing out your Navy Federal credit limit, then you definitely want to check out this video next, where I break down every single credit limit increase rule, time frame, and strategy for Navy Federal. Thank you for watching, and you have a good one.